Streaming again. Right? Right. Okay. Yeah. So, what are we doing here? What's going on? We are trying to figure out why the rotation works weird on this. So, I think I know what's going wrong. I think I know what's up. So output data, we get a new list of output data that's rotated. Because I noticed, so let's just try it this way. I'm just going to try and show what I think the problem is. Okay, so this works perfectly fine, rotates exactly as expected. But when I select this, suddenly it's rotating like crazy, which is very weird. Now, if I select this one, so something is going wrong where it's rotating it on the card and then it's rotating it on here. So what I think I want to do, let me see, where do we get the reference to the card? Okay, this does nothing on the card. It just returns the output data. So basically what I think the issue is it's rotating them on the ghost and the card twice, because both the card instance and the ghost instance are being called at the same time and reference each other. I think that's what's going on. Yeah, this one has nothing to do with that, so that's fine. Ghost data does it. Ghost placement check has nothing to do with it. Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. It's gonna be, I think, in card populator. Yeah. Okay, so we get our outputs and we create a new list. What I think I probably want to do is yeah, it rotates fine when you only have one selected, but it doesn't if you have two. So I think okay, so that's run once when you first start it, so that's not going to affect it. Thing is, the correct ones are rotating. That's the thing that's pissing me off about this. See, we have the house here, right? Okay, cool. Now it should go down, I think. So it's just the visual that's... What the fuck? Wait, why is that going down now? That just went that way once. Oh, wait, is this rotating all of them? Is that if that guy goes up, that means we're having some kind of trouble here. Yep. Okay. Okay, so all of them rotate when that happens. So I just need to make it so that it only rotates when you place one down. Or only rotates the ghost. So how is that rotating on just the entity? Just the building? I'm deeply confused. Okay, we're going to minimize all that. Viewport. No, down here. Prefabs, buildings. Okay, hold on. Okay. Building output. Oh, wait a minute. Does this just... Hold on. Oh, God. When we place... Hold on. Drop card on selection. Ghost populator. There's something on here I think I broke that causes it to rotate the building. Okay. When we drop it, it's supposed to solidify. Navigate to declaration. Navigate to find usages. Okay. Ugh. Equals new list output data. So does that mean that a well... Yeah, wouldn't that mean that's selecting a well? Would mess this up too. So if I... Why are they all facing left and right? I could not begin to describe how confused I am. Pause it. Let's select that house we just put down. Where's the house? What the? Oh, right. Yeah, tiny. Okay. Okay, I put down a house. It has an input. It has an output to the right. So why is it not displaying that? Up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. Okay. Activate output visuals. So we're putting out our output data. This first deactivates them by turning them all off. Down, arrow down is turned on. Output stores the direction, so the right should be turned on. I'm trying to figure this out. This is an odd one. Huh. Okay, so place ghost. Okay, hold on. Okay. Pause that. Select the house. Why are these changing? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we creating one object and then getting a reference to those objects? If I store those as a struct instead, can I store that as a struct, or is that not serializable? So that way the value doesn't change. Is that a thing I can do? House. Okay, cool. Fixed it. Can I change the rest of these to structs? If they don't break anything. Usually you want, if there's no reference, if there's no need to reference outside of them, you want to have them as structs. That's just the general rule I tend to follow. Okay. Oh, because structs are value types, not yeah, they're value types, not reference types. So when you take one struct and send it to a new location, it creates a copy of it and sends it to that new location rather than just passing a reference. Generally more efficient to work with. Yes, card canvas. This card panel, it's going away. Contents. Card 2. That's a fountain. So why is that not appearing as an option here? Because that should rise up unless our card is not set up correctly. Oh, okay. No, it's set up correctly. Try it out. What are these errors? Unity editor. Get outputs and add cards. Maybe these needed to be classes anyway. There's always that sort of relationship between pieces, between does a thing need a reference kept of it? Where is this? Okay. Place ghost line 64. Oh, does this not have a reference to the card catalog? Hold on. Right. Oh my god, that's right, because I had it on that thing. Okay. Where is the building ghost? Place ghost, card catalog. Okay, try it now. Okay, so what is this? Unity editor game object inspector dot on disable. Okay, so it's getting a reference to something. There we go. Cool. Okay, file, save. Yes. Might be because we just haven't saved. No, we did save it. So there's something causing an issue here. My other question is, why are these not turning on? Okay. I think I'm going to have it run on a 5-second timer instead of the one that we currently have. What is this weird error coming from? Okay. Okay. We're just going to make sure that all the impacts and stuff works correctly. And I'm just going to let it run for a little while and see what it does. Yeah, everything appears to be running at its old speeds. There were occasional issues a while ago. Yeah, 6.9 milliseconds. We're running good. I think we're all set. I don't think we need to run this anymore. What I might do... Okay. So the next part is going to be... We're going to delete all of these so that it's just these cards. And then we're just going to start adding the rest of them in. Let's do bread next. 0.15 to 0.2. Point 2 to 0.25. Okay, the farm. Then we need the oven. Then the bakery. Okay, 0.25, 0.3. That's the bakery. Okay. Food has been added back to the game. Save. Play. Here's an interesting question. Wait, what? Oh, right, I have to add them to the list. Card canvas. Was it in viewport? Oh yeah, it was in content. Cards. Wait, bakery, barn, butcher. These are all already in here. So they don't need to be in the cards pile. Oh, right. No, these need to be in here. Okay. Cancel that. We're going to lock that down. Farm. Oven. Bakery. I don't understand where these error messages are coming from. Play. Okay. I am stupid. Restart that level. There we go. That was so much smoother, faster, and just overall better than the way I had it set up before. Like, genuinely, this was a massive improvement. Hold on. We have a new issue here. Hold on. Are these guys getting... Yeah, these guys are getting water. These guys are going into the... They're not getting food when they get in here. Okay, hold on. Where's the bakery? There's also a ton of water. That is inside something. All right, something's going on here. Something funky is happening. Where's my bakery? Okay. Why does it only have bread as an output? Oh god, did I mess that up? I think I messed that up. Okay, hold on. That is not going to be under prefabs. That's going to be under the scriptable object for it. Yeah, the output is not bread. The output is dudes. Okay. And there's still something funky going on with the water. Something is going on with my inputs. Let's see, that would be building. Hold input. Yeah, it's supposed to just be 5. It's supposed to only hold 5 items in it of each type. But it looks like it's holding a lot more than that. Add to entry queue. Okay, so if... We're just going to add a quick note here. Yeah, there's already an object here. We're going to skip it. Wait a minute. That's just the things that want entry list. Hold on a second. I'm just going to try something. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this should be 6. This one should not go into it. Okay. It did not go into it. Now the wheat field. Because one of these is generating a ton. Oh, wait a minute. It might be inside itself. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. Okay, so that works fine. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's the creation issue. Okay. Yeah, so this is just going to keep creating water that it's going to build up and hold inside of itself. Okay, so these guys are just going to continuously create more and more water. Like a literal infinite amount of water. Literally, look at this. Okay, so we should give it a way to handle backups before we add the rest of these, because most of these are broken anyway, except for the pasture, loom, clother, and tailor. Okay, let me think. This is going to need to happen not on hold input. Where does it put things when something is created? Let's go back to that system. Building, create resource. Yeah, destroy input items. Filling a dude's need, that's fine. Fulfill needs, yep, that's fine. Okay. What I think I want to do... Honestly, I think I'm just going to leave this as is. Let's see how many waters it actually generates. I'm curious about that. Okay. We're gonna add that, and we're just gonna toss all of our dudes out the side. Because my goal here is I want to see if we're properly storing water. Because a lot of water was created and then nothing done with it. See, the dudes are getting reused. The water is not. Why not? Is the water getting reused? Nope. Okay. So water. Hold on. Create resource. Destroy input items. Input items. Okay, so destroy input items. We're going to add the whatever is here to the pool. But that's not what's happening here. We're filling a need with a resource. Fill need. Checking if ingredients are present. This one performs a remove next operation. What is the remove next operation? Wait, what? So this... remove ingredients. So we get the ingredient. What? Did I write this wrong? I don't want remove next. Okay, so I think I did this wrong. So remove resource. Yeah, that would eventually... Basically, I ended up just creating a memory leak by using this remove next tool. So hold input. Remove next was only used by that. I think remove thing. Unless there's a... Do I have a get thing? Okay, so for each item... Wow, remove next is literally never used. Okay, so why does this exist? Okay, so instead of taking it and adding it to the array... Wait, why does it take it from the queue and add to the... I'm so confused. What is the point? Why does this exist? I need to take notes better. Okay, well, what we're going to do... We're going to take this item. So first we're going to take that and make that null. And then we're going to do the resource pool dot instance dot add pool item, and we're going to add okay. And there is no reason to return anything on this. I don't know why we are. I've been going through Gurren Lagann again. I'm almost done with it. And yeah, I just have the music stuck in my head. So now we can use remove next. Okay. Save all of that. Wait, yeah, actually, hold on. Hold on. We're going to rename this so that I actually understand what is going on. Remove and add to pool. Save all that. All right, we're going to try it again. Let's see what happens this time. Okay. No, we're going to do that first. And we're going to have this guy go over here. Okay. Water is not being created, it is just being turned off. No new things should be created for a while now. Yeah. Okay, yeah, one water is turned on. He uses it. That one water is turned off. Okay, cool. Everything functions as intended. Better. Yay. I wonder how long that was a problem for. Did we just always have a memory leak? Alright, so now I need to add... Save all that. The rest of those building types. Yes. I think I've already gone through card Venice. Okay, cards. Tons of them. Yes. What do we still have? We still have a barn. Butcher. A clothier. Factory. I'm just going to go through all of these. Food plants. Even though the food plant does something, but it's not everything we need it to be. We have the fountain. Oh, gem cutter. This needs to have card added to the end of it, so that anytime we have to reference it somewhere in the UI, it'll just say like, oh, hey, that's a thing that does that thing. I haven't looked at my schedule in a while. Let's see. Yeah, because I know I have a break, I think at 3:30. That was my old schedule. Here's my new schedule. Yeah, 3:30, take a break, and 5:30 we stop. Okay. Let's see. So we have the gem cutter. House, we already have. We need loom. Loom. Hold on. Do these all have the proper... Yeah, it looks like they have... Everything's turned on. Perfect. Okay. Mine, pasture, restaurant, smelter, and tailor. Almost there. We have the oven. We do not have a pasture. Restaurant card. Smelter card. And tailor card. Okay. Now we need to go through all of these and start adding the proper cards to them. Okay, so 0.3 to 0.35. And that's going to be the barn. Then we have our butcher. Um, 0.3, 0.35. 0.35, 0.4. Okay. That's going to be the clother. Ooh. Point 0.45. 0.45. 0.5. And that is going to be the factory. And we need the food plant. Gem cutter. Point 0.55. 0.6. Okay. 0.6, 0.65. That's going to be a mine. Point 0.65, 0.7. Point 7, 0.75. Point 75, 0.8. That's going to be a smelter. And the last one we're going to do this time is going to be the tailor, which is going to be 0.85, 0.9. Okay. Play. We should start with just the 3. I did not add those to the list, I don't think. That's why they weren't appearing. Okay, cards, viewport, content. Okay. Lock that down. 0. We're going to take all of these, put them in here. What I should do... Maybe I could have it set up so that the available cards... So that the card raiser just has a list of these like cards that are the card prefabs. Here's what I'm thinking. Keep a list of the card prefabs. God damn it, my brain is starting to melt again. I got to get used to this kind of schedule. But okay, we just have all 30-something cards on the list. And we have the card catalog. Get the list of available cards. We're just going to get you to the bottom so I can remove you because you were annoying. Yes. And it will just apply the... Because I have to add like 15 more of these, and I really don't want to. If I could set it up so it just works, believe me, I will. But yeah, just go by the list of available cards, so that way I don't have to organize these at all. I mean, I still will. No, I won't. Let's be real here. I really don't want to. Okay. So the house and the well card will be first. Then when you place down the well, it'll get the fountain, the farm, and everything else that just uses those. Now that we got rid of the weight system, we can now add a couple more conditions with relative ease. I did not plan on doing all of this today, but you know what? I'm okay with it so far. Let's think. All right, for now, yeah, let's just get the... Let's just test these. Make sure we can actually do what we say we want to do. Okay. Now we're going to send a bunch of water that way. And we're also going to send water that way. Oh, shit. How am I going to do this? Okay, we're going to go in there. Go up there. Over that way. And then down. Okay, cool. Dudes making their way down here. We're going to start producing food. Well, that person just died. Ooh, we could have this one just go straight up in there. This person just eat? This person just ate frickin' food? Heck yeah. All right, cool. We're going to start getting some... yeah, I think clothes will be the next thing that we... Yeah, the organization is getting a little... Oh, no. Oh, crap. All right, we need a way to delete houses. Hold on. We're just gonna... Oh, I can't. Shit. All right, well... Restart the level, I guess. We'll stop it for now. But yeah, everything functions now. Ooh. What I might do is I might set up another timer that runs on 5 seconds so that the buildings spawn a little less often, but I don't know if I want that. The other thing is removing cards. And the other thing is placing them down. Now, what I want to do is... Maybe we should do a ray check and see if it hits the ground. Or alternatively, we have the building check to see if it's impacting this, which I don't think we can do. Well... I'm not super sure. I don't know how I want to do this. How I want to handle any of it. So, I'm thinking to start, we add a right mouse button. Let's see. I think Place Ghost is the one that has the... Yes. Okay. So what we can do... What I think I want to do is... Hold on. What does cancel card dropper... card dropper dot make card available... Okay, so we need a reference to the ghost. If the ghost is active, then we don't do anything. If it is inactive, then we do something. I don't know if that made full sense. Oh. Even to myself. Let's see. Controls, player controls. We have an undo. So when you right click, it does that. So what I think I want to do is I want to have another event that runs. So undo will deselect what you currently have. I think I want an event that happens before that. Okay. Needs an invoker. So what we're going to do is we're going to have something on the mouse to check it. Oh, yeah, let's... Oh. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get our mouse world position. Oh, yeah, it's going to be in controls. Okay, so what do we want this to do? What's going to be involved here? Okay, so what we're going to do is... get the mouse position. When we right click, get the mouse position. If ghost is enabled, do nothing. if mouse is over a button, do nothing. If a mouse is over an if the mouse is over an object, add it to the pool. Okay. Okay, so we need to subscribe to the mouse button on enable dot on destroy objects. Okay, so we need a reference to our ghost. If ghost is active, then we do nothing. How do we check if the mouse is over a button? Best viewers. You know, I am glad that they've added the phrase best viewers, because it used to be it used to not be best viewers. It was, God, what was it? Yeah, I know. You like good language. Okay. I'm going to have AI help me with the sixth one. Sure. I generally trust JetBrains. I think you forgot to add code here. Okay, so if event system dot currents dot is pointer over game objects, I don't think we really need a Okay. Okay, so if ghost is enabled, do nothing. If the mouse is over the button, do nothing. So now we need to do a check to see if we are over something. So 2D dot Ray get ignore get Ray intersection. See, here's the thing. I just want to get what is directly under the mouse, which I've done before. I know how to do. I think it's not a ray cast technically because you're just checking a point. Hold on, I'm not going to use AI for this one. I can just look this one up. Unity Physics 2D. Okay. So, oh, look at that, overlap point. Okay. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where there's going to be multiple things in a location. So the point is going to be dot mouse world position. I think that's it. Overlap point should, yeah, it's going to return a collider. Okay, if there was no collider, then we return. Okay. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, what about... Yeah. I guess we don't need that. Now, building adds itself when it's created to a building reference. But the buildings don't keep a reference to their card, do they? I don't think they do. I don't think I ever built that in. Nope. We do not keep a reference to our card. Huh. No, this is going to be in buildings. Actually, card. Save that. Okay. So card data, all it's going to do is store a reference to the card that is on this, and then we're going to have a public that's going to return the card. Save that. Okay, so now the building reference. Actually, I'm wondering something. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Can we make it so that this card reference adds itself? Because we create the buildings that we're adding into the game. They don't get removed or put into the pool. They are created and then destroyed. But they're not destroyed because we don't have a way to destroy them yet. So, building output. So what I'm thinking, we don't need hold input. We don't need fill. We're good on that. This doesn't need a reference to system anymore. Oh, you know what? There we go. Okay, so we're adding them to the pool. Cool. Yeah, the building reference and the card data. Where did I put card data? Right here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a on enable and on disable that are both going to affect the building reference. Dot. Okay. Now that should about do it. Because these deactivate when you pull a card, when you pull a building from a... we're not destroying things when we add them to the list. We're just turning them off. So hold on. Let's test things out here. See if everything works. The way we intend it to. We just need a reference to the... there we go. Save that scene. Hit play. First, we're just going to try and destroy one of the people as they come down. Cool. Okay. We're going to make sure we can do this to water too. What is this value that cannot be null? Okay, there's a value that cannot be null. In building reference? Add card to building list. Remove card building from building list. Huh? Okay. But turning them off doesn't make the card null. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We didn't set card data on any of these. That's why it was null. We're just going to set all of these. Factory. Farm. Food plants. Fountain. Gem cutter. House. Loom. Mine. Okay. Try again. Oh, does the airport have that too? Yes, it does. And we don't have a card for the airport. Airport does not have card data. Okay, test. See how this goes. We can delete that. We can delete that. Calling is pointer game object from within event will not work as expected. It will query UI state from the last frame. Okay, that's fine by me. That actually is fine by me. Yeah. Okay. Is this going to happen every time? Yep, every time. Oh, you know what we need to do? Hold on. So that house is gone. If I replace this house, or if I turn this house back on. See, here's the problem. There were dudes inside that house. So what happens to those dudes? Do they get... Yeah, I think when I destroy a house, everyone inside of that house is going to get destroyed too. So, yeah, we're just going to do that. Let's see. Okay, that works. Fine. That works too. Yeah, this never gets called, does it? Yeah, we'll just make that private then. Did that break anything? No, it did not. Okay. Save all of that. Now, what do we need to do? Oh, right. Guys that are in houses that are destroyed. When a house is destroyed, I think we could come up with some way to make it so, like, you know, things don't happen to those guys again. But I genuinely No. Yeah, we're just going to go to the building output and inputs. And on disable, yeah, we're unregistering the observer. Sure, great, wonderful. But also, we're going to go through both the exit queue and the inputs, and everything inside of there is getting ripped up. Inputs. Okay. We're just going to call a new method. We'll call it remove all. We're not doing the inputs. We'll do those separately. We're doing the outputs. Wait, what? No, hold on. Hold on. Inputs and outputs we don't need. No, it's just the exit queue on this one. I forgot it was the... while loop might be better than this. There we go. Okay. No, we're not destroying the object. We're not setting it inactive. We are resource pool dot okay, so we are adding the sprite renderer and the object to itself to a pool. Everything in there. Okay. What is this? Oh. Get that. Okay. And now we need inputs. The hold input. Okay, that's good. And then no, we're not going to do that for things that want entry. I think instead we're just going to... Ugh. What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? Things that want entry are just on a list, right? Okay, so when they collide with it, if things that want entry contains collision.gameObject, things that want entry dot remove collision.gameObject. I'm getting tired. It's about oh wow, it's already 3:30. Okay. No wonder I'm tired. Yeah, I might stop working on this soon, and I have a couple of pieces that I need to 3D print for my robot that I'd like to get done today. So I may start that next, but is it 3:30 when I start my break? Yes, it is. Sweet, 15 minutes. All right, let's see about getting this stuff started. Let's see. Let's go for white, black, red, blue. Start. I'll be back in a second. I have returned. Turn that back on. Kill that.